It's really starting to look like Donald Trump engaged in some type of market manipulation slash possibly even insider trading. Ever since he pulled his tariffs back on Wednesday and the stock market went up before, of course, once again going back down, which is hilarious enough because the markets are kind of dumb. But anyway, a lot of very wealthy people who are connected to Donald Trump, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, made a lot of money in just a matter of minutes. Here's what happened. As we all know, on Wednesday morning, Donald Trump, as the market we know was still in turmoil, he tweets out, "This is a great time to buy," telling people go invest in the stock market. Later that day, he announces, "I'm pausing the tariffs," although no tariffs were actually paused, they were just technically reduced. But the market rebounded by 7 percentage points. So if you were one of those people who bought when the market had crashed, not held on to it through the crash and then came back, you didn't get your money back yet. But if you bought while the prices were rock bottom, then when they shot up by that 7 to 9% on Wednesday, you made a lot of money. And we know that because the very next day on Thursday, Donald Trump was in the Oval Office with some very wealthy people when he said this. He made $2.5 million and he made $900 million. That's not bad, Trump said, pointing to financial investor Charles Schwab and then NASCAR team owner Roger Penske. The men were part of a visiting guest contingent of mostly racing notables. So 2 billionaires in the Oval Office, and he's like, "Hey, these guys made a lot of money yesterday. This one made almost $1 billion. How awesome is that, right?" Well, it's not awesome considering the fact that you clearly manipulated the markets, possibly in an attempt to let your wealthy friends make more money. And as I mentioned, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I spoke a lot about this past week with pulling money out and then putting it in T-bills, and then T-bills went down. But a report came out on Friday actually showing that Marjorie Taylor Greene was one of those people, because she's a millionaire and has the money to do it, that bought a bunch of stocks while the prices tanked. So she had pulled her money out before the drop. And then when the drop happened, she went back in and scooped up very cheap stocks, made a lot of money really quick. So she did it too. Of course, again, there's no evidence that she acted on information that other people didn't have, but she is close to Donald Trump. If she had known that the administration was going to temporarily pause the tariffs, as they're calling it, on Wednesday, then she would have also known the market was going to go up. So that would be insider trading. And if the Trump administration gave this information to certain individuals, even if they themselves didn't trade any stocks, that is also insider trading. That's the part of it. They are the insider. So even if they didn't profit from it, they would still be a part of the crime, as they were the ones who gave the confidential information that the general public did not have. So the optics of this are very bad, especially considering the fact that earlier last week, way before Wednesday, Trump actually shared a video on Truth Social. It was posted by another user, but he shared it, that suggested that Trump was intentionally manipulating the markets for that very purpose. So if you were to take this thing to a trial, the evidence is kind of overwhelming, and it's very hard for Donald Trump to, dismiss it. Again, it may not prove that he did it, but it's going to make it look like he did that intentionally. So the optics are bad. And this is where the Democrats come in. So far, Adam Schiff and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have been the two loudest, most vocal, and most visible individuals about this insider trading scheme, or this alleged insider trading scheme. And that's great, they're good people. But it needs to be every single Democrat. There should be so many names of Democrats out there screaming this from the rooftops that I can't even get through them all in a single segment. We need more than 2 effing people, guys. Come on. This is the kind of thing that you get your butt out there on every single Sunday morning talk show today, and you talk about this. You go out there and you run ads. You mention the evidence that I just gave. It's simple to do it. But instead, probably what's going to happen is that the Democrats are going to talk about it for a couple days, then they're going to move on, and then maybe a group like the Lincoln Project will put out an ad, because God knows they got to come back and do the dirty work because the Democrats won't do it. This is the kind of thing you hammer on. This is the kind of thing you turn into a scandal, kind of like the Signal group chat that now seems like it was decades ago because everybody stopped talking about it for a week because of the market. But that's what Democrats do. They let things die that they shouldn't let die. Democrats, you have been handed piece of gold after piece of gold after piece of gold, and you fumbled it every time. Please don't make that mistake with this one. This is a big one. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.